Welcome back to the show. I am pleased to be here with biophoton therapist Paul McDonald. Paul, pleasure to have you on the show.
Likewise, thank you.
How are you?
Good, yourself?
Excellent, I'm great. Now, biophoton therapist,
Yep.
That's a mouthful.
It
Even
is.
Alana had a hard time pronouncing that one.
Yep.
Tell us what it means, biophoton therapy.
Biophoton is the light that emanates from the cells of the body.
Okay.
Fritz Pott, back in 1972, discovered that in a lab that every cell in the body emanates 100,000 impulses of light per second.
Well, there's a lot of electricity in our bodies.
Oh
is there
yeah,
not?
all kinds
Yeah.
of yeah, and that's where the term biophoton came from.
Okay.
You can refer to it as biological light.
Yeah.
Every cell emanates it, and when the light is incoherent, the body isn't working properly.
Huh.
So what our therapy does is adjust that light to put it back into coherency,
Yeah.
so the body can take care of any disturbance and eliminate it.
It's a pretty wild subject matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's out there.
Yeah, and you're one of the few people, if not the only in North America, that practices this. Is that correct?
Currently,
Yeah.
we just finished our first training course with 9 new therapists. So
Great.
all 5 in Canada and 4 in the United States.
Okay.
So it's growing. We're getting great results for people.
Okay.
And you know, the interest continues to grow.
Are there therapists in other places in the world?
Mostly in Holland,
Okay.
Norway.
Is that where it started?
That's where it started.
Okay.
Dr. Johann Boswinkel
Yeah.
is the creator of what's called the Starlight or the Chiren instrument,
Okay.
which can detect the light in your body by measuring different meridian points.
Okay.
Therefore, the name Meridian Energies.
Yeah.
And each meridian point emanates the biophoton resonance or the light that is there. And if it's incoherent,
Yeah.
the instrument picks it up, and then we can adjust it so the body can actually heal itself.
Oh, interesting. I want to get into that.
Okay.
But let's talk about how one becomes a biophoton therapist. And you just mentioned that you had gone, you had a bunch of people going through training.
Yep.
Tell us the steps and how a person becomes qualified.
Well, basically, it's a year program to start, and then after that, there's a 2-year master's program that's available for people.
Okay.
There's 3 segments of 3 learning blocks over the first year, and we call it an instrument because you have to practice.
Yeah.
So you have to learn where the light is. You know, you have to learn what to hear, and every point of light resonates some sound to it.
Wow.
So when you
Really?
pick up the sound or the tuning of the body,
Yeah.
it can be adjusted so that
This is something you can hear
yeah, we can hear it.
with your instruments?
Yeah, with the instrument, and picks
Okay.
it up.
Yeah.
Tells you whether the light's coherent or incoherent, and then you adjust it using different remedies to bring it back into coherency.
Wow.
Yeah.
Would this be considered a homeopathic type of
Well,
treatment?
there are homeopathic remedies that are used, but
Okay.
there is Bach flower and bush flower, basically whatever we can find that will resonate with the body itself.
Yeah. Okay.
To let go of whatever the disturbance is.
Okay. So who are the right type of patients? Like, what would somebody want or need to be experiencing to come and get some results from you?
Anywhere from migraine headaches to fibromyalgia to chronic fatigue to lower back pain. And we've treated
Really?
everything. Cancer patients.
Really?
All different things. It just
Wow.
depends on the individual and their desire to get well.
Yeah. And so take us through the steps on which I wish you had some instruments here.
Well, we can bring them next time.
We're going to have you back because
Okay.
I'd like you to
Sure.
maybe try and assess myself. And
Love
and
to.
what are the steps that I come in and I've got a sore neck or I'm
Sure.
sick. What would you do?
Well, basically what the instrument does is it will measure all of the meridian points on your hands and your feet.
And what does that mean, meridian points?
Well, every meridian runs through your fingers and your toes.
What are meridians?
They're the energy lines that run through your body.
Okay.
And we've been able to actually film them now, so you can actually see them.
Really?
Yeah, so each meridian point is connected to an organ group or some part of your body,
Okay.
which emanates light.
Wow.
And the instrument we have picks that up.
Yeah.
So we would take your hand and we'd measure each point,
Yeah.
see what's coherent, what's not coherent.
And would you do that if I had a problem with my hand, or is that you're
That's
doing
for
that
everything.
even for
To-
everything?
The first part of the treatment takes about a half hour just to do an overall assessment to see what's going on in your body.
Yeah.
Everyone's unique. Every disease is unique. Everybody gets sick one way, different than the other person. And everyone
Really?
gets well a different way than the other
So
person.
there's no common thread. So if 10 people came in with the same ailment, you're going to see a
10
similar.
different ways of getting there.
Really?
Yeah, and then we're going to see 10 different ways of getting better.
Wow.
Because everyone's unique. Everyone's light is unique.
Yeah.
And everyone's coherency is unique. So
Wow.
that's why it's so effective, because it's not like you go to your doctor and you get a pill and everyone gets the same pill.
Exactly.
Everybody has a different result from that pill.
Of course.
So
Exactly.
we take the totality of the person into effect and look at their overall situation and then start treating from there. So
Tell us what some of the various treatments might be. Because you're not dealing with medication, I guess, at that point.
No, not at all.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we could all be treating ourselves one day without medication or the use of medication,
well,
that would be a great thing.
You can't fix something by putting something else on top of it.
Right.
So if you think of medication or something like that, it's putting something over top of a symptom, right? We're looking for the underlying causes of what's causing the disease or ailment or whatever you want to call it. And as soon as you put something on top of it, it just suppresses it, right? So every time you suppress something, it just goes farther and farther into the tissue. So the symptom may disappear.
And we build resistance.
Yes, we do.
Right?
Absolutely.
That's how these superbugs develop.
There you go.
Yeah. So tell us about what some of the treatments might be. Give me some examples.
The treatments really take about 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
And what it does is it aligns the coherency in the body. So every treatment is the same, but all the different things that go into the treatment are different.
Okay.
So if you had a headache, for instance, we'd be treating your gallbladder and things like that. The first thing we look at is your hormonal system to get it in balance.
Oh, yeah?
It's basically the antenna of the body and can understand how it discriminates between things.
Yeah. Are you dealing with manipulation of the body?
No, we could do it sitting right here and the instrument would be on the table.
Yeah?
And you would hold 2 glass rods and it would send a currents through your body.
Wow, okay.
And fix the coherent light. So if it's incoherent, it would put it back to a coherent state.
And are people seeing results right away, or is it something where they're going to have to keep going back for treatments for quite a while?
Usually right away.
Wow.
3 to 5 treatments we've got right down to the cause.
Yeah.
It's not something we're hoping that people don't continue to come.
Yeah.
Because we want to solve the problem for them.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
once it's solved, if they need a tune-up or something else happens in their life that they need to bring it back, then we're happy to see them.
So really, you can almost treat almost any ailment, is what you're saying?
Absolutely.
There's really nothing that
nothing we haven't treated.
Right.
Any living tissue can be treated because biophotons come out of all living tissues.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you're getting right down to the biology of it, which is quite interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Paul, it was a pleasure having you on the show with us.
Thank you very much.
Fascinating stuff.
Appreciate it.
Definitely like to have you back, and you could do an assessment on myself.
I'd love to.
All right. Well, we'll see it for our own eyes here next time we have Paul on. But for more information, until then, you can go to www.meridianenergies.com, and here's some more information on Paul McDonald.
Yeah.